Alright guys, it's time to take a look at CoinW Token on the channel for the first time since January 27th, guys. That was this weekly candle right here. And I haven't marked it off because it was so long ago, guys. But anyways, we have this long-term trend line. Goes back to mid-May of 2022. Now look how many times this hit this line and failed to break it. But look where we stand right now, guys. So we have the weekly candle that penetrated this line last week. And again, we're only on Tuesday, so that means 2 days ago basically. And right now we're coming up to the 11.5 cent mark, which is resistance on a weekly time frame. Now what is pumping this? I am not actually sure, guys. I've been looking at the Twitter and I can't really find any reason for this to be pumping, but you know, maybe CoinW is just so oversold, but we have to take a look at the technicals and really make a decision after we look. So I'm not really sure, guys. I don't see anything that would pump this token this much this fast though. Jumping over to the volume profile, guys, you can see there's some very thick candles here. I'm not sure why that is. Usually they're more broken down. But anyways, it looks like we have to get above about, let's say, 28 cents here to clear this huge candlestick. Now, the point of control sits down here a little bit below 15 cents or around 15 cents, we can say. We're still not quite there. So sitting at 11 cents right now, it's got a lot of work to do, guys. There's a lot of volume apparently down here. The next candlestick is not so big like this one. But yeah, we have to get above about, let's say, 53 cents to clear that one. And basically after that, there isn't too much up here, although I can see that there's a little tiny volume here. But that's basically due to these wicks, it looks like. Now looking at the Bollinger Bands, guys, you can see we had more of a pinch probably back in October of 24. It did get a tiny run here. But yeah, it did come in a little bit here, but it's not really a pinch in my opinion. So yeah, I can't say it's really, you know, moving up because of the Bollinger Bands on a weekly time frame. Now let's look at the daily time frame. Could be a little bit different, and yeah, it looks like it did get a pinch here early August. Maybe these couple of days, the 6th and 7th of August, we can say it pinched. So maybe it's due to this factor, and just not sure how high it's going to run. But yeah, let's take a look at some other technicals. Now apparently CoinW doesn't show a monthly time frame, so I can't really look at that, but on a weekly time frame it's quite overheated here on the RSI and stochastic. Now let's look at the daily time frame. Again, overheated on both stochastic and the RSI. 4-hour time frame, guys, it is getting overheated here on stochastic, and again overheated on the RSI, so everything is looking like it wants to probably move down. Now, yeah, overheated on the 1-hour time frames. Let's look at 30 minutes since we don't have a monthly time frame. Again, overheated here, guys. And the 15-minute time frame, wow. Okay, it's finally oversold here on stochastic, but very overheated on the RSI, guys. So, with all that information, I don't think it's going to go much higher. I might think about taking a little bit of profit here, but again, we're kind of getting a little bit of pinch here on the Bollinger Bands on the 15-minute time frame. Let me take a look at the 30 now. The 30 is pretty wide, so let's look at these smaller time frames just real quick. Yeah, this is pretty wide, but yeah, I just don't see anything that is going to move the price probably much further, guys. Unless they have some news that I don't know about, let me know in the comments. You know, it is one of the larger exchanges. I know that, guys. I used it. I only have the CoinW token in it right now. I did use it for XRP and TRX actually, for staking, but it's just not so good as other places, unfortunately. But yeah, they do advertise a lot. I'm not sure if they've been advertising a lot more, just with like sports games and things like this. But anyways, let's take a look at the MACD now. Now looking at the MACD, you can see that it is pointed up pretty heavily here on a weekly time frame. We are in a green period. It is getting larger green candles than it has had in a long time. You know, it's kind of hard to see this here, but maybe the candles like we have now were back in about 2023, beginning of 2023 and before that. So yeah, it looks like there is some more interest here now on a daily time frame. Yeah, we are getting this green period. It is pointed pretty heavily to the upside too. So yeah, guys, momentum is still up here, but I do think it's going to take a break, just because of the RSI and stochastic. I might think about taking a little profit here and maybe trying to catch a pullback right here on this 10.2, 10.3 line, basically. Now, CoinGecko doesn't really have any rank for the CoinW token, which is interesting. Usually they have the rank, but anyways, there is a 25% pump today for this token. And if we go down here, the total supply is only 25 million according to this. Now, circulating, they don't have this information. I wish they did. It is a little bit weird. I don't know if somebody can add that somehow, or if I have to contact somebody, or if I can check the explorers, and who knows, guys. But anyways, that's what is here in CoinGecko. Maybe some other place has the exact tokens that are floating around, but I don't know. Now, all-time high, it says here, was almost 13 cents, which is interesting because this was just over a year ago, and that means it's only about 14 or 15% down. So all-time low, it says, was about 4 months ago. I'm not sure what they're basing this off, guys. As you can see on the CoinW chart, it was much higher. And there was wicks going up to $5 and $6. So yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure it was a lot higher than what is written here at only about 13 cents. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with 10 exchanges, and if you use my links, of course, I do get some commission. It's very small, guys, and it's just pennies, unless you're a huge trader. Also, you can find Moodix here, and you can follow me on X here. Jumping over to the Bitcoin price at the moment, guys, we're sitting at 115,500 basically, and yeah, we are fighting this resistance at the moment. It looks like we lost. It's kind of hard to say. It's kind of right on it. Maybe it's just slightly above it. So let's see if this can end up a wick. Maybe this will end up support this 116,300. I surely, hope so. But there are several daily resistances here to fight before we get to a weekly resistance at about 119,600. And then we have a couple of more daily resistances to fight, and then we have the all-time high to take on once again. Ethereum, on the other hand, doesn't look too bad here. Now, we need to look at this really closely. It looks like it is getting support almost, it's what, 30 cents or 20 cents above this line at the moment. So there is a longer wick here. There is more downside than yesterday, basically. But let's see where this ends up. This is actually not looking too bad. Sitting at 4,300 at the moment. We do have some daily resistances to the upside to take on before we get back to the top of this Fibonacci at about 4640. And then there's a couple of more daily resistances, and then you have the all-time high to take on once again. There really isn't too much standing in our way. Daily resistances, I always like to say, they're 7 times less strong than a weekly resistance. So because we have 7 days in a week, and that's the way I like to look at it. Total crypto market cap here got rejected at 3.9 trillion today, so not great, but we are holding on to, 3.84, this support on a daily time frame, so that's good. So let's jump over to the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. Not too bad. Might end up with a bullish hammer here, but we're sitting at 1.55 trillion. We're just kind of in the middle here. We need to pick a side, basically, and we have 1.51 trillion as a monthly support below us, and 1.62 trillion above us on a weekly time frame resistance. Now, Bitcoin quarterly returns and Ethereum quarterly returns, you can see here, still, Bitcoin has not done bad in the last 2 quarters. So it's about 36 or 37% up. Ethereum, it's done better, of course. It's about 110% up in the last couple of quarters. So you've done really well if you had your Ethereum for at least these 2 quarters. And if we take a look at the monthly returns, we are a little bit negative at the moment, but I really wouldn't worry about that too much, guys. The average is 1.59%. But in my heart, I just don't think we're going to end up with a red month. I think we're going to end probably slightly green. Now, the Bitcoin dominance, you can see it does have a little doji green candle here. So it needs to pick away, but basically it's just consolidating still. So yeah, it's, we'll see what happens maybe today, tomorrow, but basically it hasn't really made a decision today where it wants to go. But we are right in the middle of basically resistance at 60.46 and a support at 58.61. My bet is that it eventually heads down. Maybe it consolidates another couple of days though here. It dropped like a rock, guys. I mean, this was a big drop here. If we take a look, it's where it is right now. So it's a 4.5% drop. That's meant thousands and thousands of dollars in my wallet. USDT dominance, on the other hand, you can see it's trying to penetrate this line here. But again, we're looking at this on a weekly time frame here. So there's still about 5 days and 11 hours of trading. Now, if we look at this on a daily time frame, yesterday it didn't actually get a candle above this line. So let's see, this may come down below this later today. And yeah, it's at 4.34%. That's not too much higher than this, support as it is right now at 4.31. But yeah, it may become resistance again later today. US dollar index kind of has another doji red candle. So again, not much going on with the dollar. If we look at altcoin season index, this actually went up right when I refreshed this before the video from a 49 to a 51. So we're just kind of going back and forth between 49 and 51 here. Now, if we look at the liquidation heat map, only 280 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours. That's not too bad, but mostly longs here. Now, the fear and greed, 56 today, did drop from a 60. In my opinion, that's good. Next update in about 10.5 hours. Bull market peak indicators, this is why I'm holding out hope, guys. There's 0 from 30 that have been hit. So it's still 100% hold. There is no reason to panic. Now, the Pi cycle top indicator, again, it still is nowhere close to crossing. So until I see this cross or get close to crossing, I'm not really going to worry about selling my coins. Today on the economic calendar, we only have the Atlanta Fed GDP Now Q3 here in a couple of hours. Now, FOMC member Bowman will speak today. I don't know how important that'll be, probably not much. Tomorrow, though, we do have several things going on. We have a couple of speakers speaking. We have Bostic and Waller, and we have the FOMC meeting minutes. So we really need to see what those say. I think that will shed more light on what's going to happen in September. Speaking about September, this did go up slightly from 82 to 83, so again, it's maybe starting to trend back up, but yeah, we do have a higher chance of getting at least a quarter point cut September 17th here. Now, we still have a lot of days. There's 29 days until the next FOMC meeting. I do believe there is one CPI and PPI still left before. Trueflation showing just slightly above a 2% inflation rate, which still, that's the Fed's target. And if we take a look at crypto bubbles, guys, not too good. Actually, right before the video, it was more green. Guys, check out MNT. I just did a video a couple of days on this back, and yeah, it's one of the premier coins, guys. This is like in the top 40 now, and a lot of exchanges use it like an exchange coin. So it's a very interesting token, in my opinion. And I'm trying to get as much as I can of this token. Anyways, if we take a look at Coinondo, they don't have anything with CWT actually, but if you want to stake your Bitcoin or any other coin, you can go here and check it out. Do your homework. Don't just blindly send your coins around, guys. I always say this. They do have lockup periods, and they do have limits, of course, so be careful. You don't want to get caught in a situation where if you need to sell or want to sell, you're locked up and you can't, sell. So yeah, do your homework, be careful, guys. And guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends, and like I said, use those links down below, please. That does, help me and keeps me motivated, helps keep this channel going. Of course, if you use it, it's probably just going to be pennies in my pocket, but hey, it really helps me, and I do truly appreciate it. We're over 1,500 subscribers, guys. I really thank you. And guys, I'll see you in the next one.